What's up, everybody? It's your boy SPONTY, and we are on part 12 of the Week to Be series. Now, this series is going pretty well. It's starting to get a little more intense, but if this is your first time here, what we do is we take a car, we test its stock on a track, and record its total race time and best lap time. Then we soup it up and restyle it to make it look nice and spicy. And then we test it again and compare the best lap time and the total race time. So it's been going pretty well. Like I said, we're on part 12, and I mean, there's a lot to keep going, and it's just gonna keep changing. So let's see what car we're messing with today. So today we are going to be testing the Subaru BRZ. It's a pretty standard sports car, not really expensive or anything. I mean, it's a pretty cool car, not gonna lie. I actually really like it. But I mean, yeah, we're gonna be testing it today, and I think it's gonna be a fun episode. I mean, it's not all that fast because it's just like a regular sports car. I think it's gonna kind of pay some homage to the Honda Civic episode, but hopefully that's not the case. But yeah, I'm just excited for what this episode is going to be. So let's see what's under this bad boy's hood. So for this car, it gives off 242 horsepower, which is not that much. 0 to 60 of 6.2 seconds. That's actually terrible. 0 to 100 of 16.3 seconds. That's awful. Top speed of 156 miles an hour. That's okay. If you guys want to read the rest, you can pause the video, but we're going to jump right into the test. Let's go. So we are back here again at the Grand Prix circuit at the Brickyard Speedway. And as you may know, if this isn't your first time watching, we come here because we're running a contest, and to keep it fair, we have to run it on the same track. But it's also just a great track just to, you know, run your car on there, test it. It has a nice amount of straights, nice amount of curves, sharp turns and everything. So it's like a good place to test your car's limits. But yeah, we're gonna be driving this bad boy on here today. As you can tell, it's not as fast as most of the cars that we tested on here before. It kind of takes a long time to reach 100, but that's okay. I mean, not every car is gonna start off the same. But I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but usually the first lap is always kind of like slower than the rest, but that's mostly because the momentum hasn't really gotten kicked into gear yet, and the second lap is always usually automatically faster. So don't count your chickens before it hatches. But this is a pretty cool car. Like I kind of like it. It only has 242 horsepower, but I mean, the car is pretty light, so 242 horsepower is quite a bit of power to have in this car. It's almost like having 400 horsepower because of its light chassis. So the car has a nice little bit of power, but it's not terrible at all. It's actually pretty good. It's balanced for the car that it is. It doesn't have too much speed for its handling. The handling kind of complements the speed, but it's too slow to even be in competition with the cars that we've tested beforehand. So we definitely got to improve it. But I mean, that wasn't a terrible lap. It's definitely faster than the Honda Civic. Let's see what we got at this. We got 133 miles per hour for top speed right there. So that's not bad. I mean, its top speed is 156, so it's kind of generally slow. I mean, it's not like it's gonna stay there, so hopefully it's gonna improve. But this is actually a pretty cool car. You know, I was considering getting this at some point, but I don't know if I would want this car. I'm generally more of a fan of Civics, but I mean, depending how much this car costs, I would probably consider getting it. But it seems to be doing pretty well. What are we gonna get at the end of this one? Let's see here. We hit 125. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. 125. It's still handling pretty well. So I think with this one, we're just gonna pray that it continues to perform well. I mean, we're gonna throw a whole bunch of power into it and everything, as like per usual. And We'll see if the handling can hold up well enough so that it doesn't completely spin off the handle like the Honda Civic, but we can only hope, right? So yeah, I mean, it's doing pretty well. Like, it doesn't feel uncomfortable. The Honda Civic just felt sluggish and slow. This doesn't feel as slow. It's definitely not fast, but the Honda Civic felt too slow, and this just feels like it's balanced for the type of car that it is. Let's see if we can beat the 133 from this straight. Let's see. We just hit 100. 110. Come on. I noticed it backtracks kind of like when it's accelerating. Let's see, what are we gonna get? 130. Okay, so I guess 133 is the fastest we can go. It's not terrible, I guess. I mean, different cars are in different classes. Like this car isn't in the same class as like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or something like that, so it would go against cars like it. So I guess this would be a good performance, but in the grand scheme of things, going against the cars that we've previously tested, this thing definitely needs to be faster. But, I mean, it's not terrible at all. I actually kind of like it, but hopefully it just gets better. Seems to be performing pretty well. I just see the only problem with these cars is just the handling doesn't improve nowhere near as much as the power. So like the car is just gonna get ridiculously fast, and hopefully the handling can keep up. So that's always the problem with trying to soup up these lower end cars. But I mean, it's not bad at all. I would almost be tempted to keep the car like this, but it's weak to beast. We gotta improve it. It's kind of like the responsibility. Also curious what to do with the body style. But let's see what we got for this test. I'm pretty curious to see what this car put up. So that felt alright for this car. We got a total race time of 5 minutes and 34 seconds and a best lap time of 1 minute and 49 seconds. Now that's definitely not good, so we gotta improve it, and I'm gonna duck into my workshop. Oh my goodness, this car looks sick. Wow. So what I did, I kind of put it in like this aluminum, like this satin aluminum kind of paint job. I put some flames on the side, put a nice big long stripe across the top, changed the front splitter, put a different spoiler on there, changed the rims a little bit. This car looks nice. Wow, man, if I got a BRZ, I would definitely have it look like this. Oh man, this looks really, really good. Just ferocious. Hopefully it can put down a time to go with this looks, but let's see what I was able to do under the hood. So now this car has 914 horsepower. That's a 672 horsepower increase. 0 to 60 at 4.5 seconds, a second chopped off. That's good. 0 to 100 of 7.8 seconds, 8 seconds dropped off. That's awesome. And the top speed is now 237 miles an hour, 81 miles per hour added. So this is great, but hopefully the handling can keep up with all this power that this car has. Let's jump into it. Okay, major improvements to the acceleration, like ridiculously. This thing's already going, what are we gonna reach at the end of this? We hit like 163 at the end. That is major improvement. This car is going really fast, and the handling seems to be keeping up. It doesn't seem unstable. Okay, we kind of took that turn a little wide. Saw a little bit of smoke, but nothing too big. Yeah, it's doing pretty well. Okay, let's see where we're gonna get at the end of this. We hit about 178. That's pretty good. It still seems to be handling pretty well. Like it's not like the Civic. The Civic looked like it was always about to spin out, so that's pretty promising. Yeah, but the acceleration is improved dramatically. Now obviously this isn't a Ferrari or a Bentley, so we got a brake there, but it held speed pretty nicely. It's still turning pretty well. Yeah, this is actually a pretty fun car to drive, not gonna lie. Took that turn a little wide. It's just spinning. Tires were just spinning, couldn't control that. Kept the grip here though. Let's see, what are we gonna get from this? So we already surpassed what we hit last time. Let's see what we're gonna get at the end of this. Okay, 192. That is awesome. That is like, that's almost how the NSX was doing. That's really good. That's a nice speed, but I don't think it's handling nowhere near as good. Yeah, but I mean, it's a pretty fun car to drive. I mean, it's actually really fast. I mean, can you imagine almost having 1,000 horsepower in a car this small and this light? This must be terrifying to drive in real life. Hit about 179 there. These are good speeds that this thing can pick up to. Took that turn nicely. Yeah, I mean, it's doing pretty well. I mean, much better than the Honda Civic. I mean, the Honda Civic was just a nightmare to drive. But this is just, it's not terrifying. It's a good car. Now it doesn't perform like all the other ones that we've tested, but I mean thinking about where it came from with all the power underneath it, the handling is doing the handling is doing a pretty good job. I mean, keeping up with all this power. The suspension and everything is holding up. Yep, it's doing well. Let's see, maybe we can pass 192. Let's see here. No, we must not got a good corner exit. That's fine. It's still hitting a good 187. I mean, it's doing well. For sure. I'm loving this car right now. But I mean, like, now that we're in the knockout stages, this car might have been in a good position when no cars were getting knocked out. But I mean, like, now that we're in the knockout stages, I'm not even sure. Will this be the first car to come, be tested, be souped up, and then just leave because it wasn't fast enough to keep up with anyone else? That would be ridiculous. Can you imagine? It comes in and just gets knocked out. We'll see. I mean, it's doing well, but I'm not sure it's fast enough to keep up with any of the other competitors. I know it's definitely not a Ferrari. I know it's definitely not a Lambo. I know it's definitely not up there with the Maserati or anything. Whoa, that was really close to the wall. Almost could have just wrecked out there. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but you probably don't know this, but every so often I make mistakes and I just cut out the rewinds because this game kind of comes with rewinds. And so when we're doing the ultimate beast test, no rewind. So you guys are going to see all my crashes and everything. But let's see what we got for this test. That felt pretty good for this car, all things considered. We got a total race time of 4 minutes and 44 seconds and a best lap time of 1 minute and 32 seconds. Wow. This car, it improved a lot. And sad to say though, one car is leaving. Man, it's kind of crazy knocking out a car every single time, but fortunately one has to go today, and that car is going to be the Dodge Hellcat. Yes, this thing that almost took me into the pit stop is out of here, and the Subaru BRZ has taken its place at the bottom of the leaderboard. It beat the Dodge by a second, and I mean, that is so close. The car almost didn't make it. But yeah, next week we are going to be coming back with the BMW Z4 or the Z4. It's going to be a GT car. It's going to be really, really good when we come to it. It's a pretty good car when it comes to handling. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Week to Be series, and next week we are going to see another car get knocked off that precious leaderboard, and we are going to be one step closer to the ultimate Beast Challenge. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys at the next one.